Good night of Shabbos. So this week we are in Parshas HaChodesh, Shabbos HaChodesh. This is the fourth week from the four Parshas, which means four chapters. And as we spoke previously that everything goes keneged the four letters of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. We had the first week was Shkolim, then we had Parshas Zachir, and then Para, and this week is Parshas HaChodesh. Now, everything that happens here, as we see it in Lego world, in physical world, but it starts from somewhere, just like a program runs from something. So too, that the whole creation, everything started from the Asara Mamoris, but ultimately they draw the koich from the letters of Yud K, Vav K. The Yud is the smallest letter from the Aleph base. The Yud is also, the Aleph is made out of two Yuds and a Vav in the middle. A Yud is Chachma, and then the top of the Yud is Keser, which means Keser is, the Keser, we don't know what the Keser is. The Keser is everything and nothing. He can be anything and nothing. The Melech does not need anybody. He is good by himself. We're not talking about a Melech the way we perceive it, that he needs something. He doesn't need anything. He's fine the way it is. But what makes him the Melech, what makes him the king, that he has a nation. He has a nation, so he becomes the Melech. But the Melech by himself, he is a full embodiment of everything. It's called Tainug and it's called Ratzon. So, how do we align ourselves with that, and what's the message over here? We, as the Yidden, we bless the month. We work with the moon. We work with the Goyim work with the sun. We work with the moon. The moon, the way the Levana works is, it starts growing first, second, third, and then the seventh, and the 15th day is when it's at its full glory, it's fully open. And then it starts minimizing, and when it comes to the end of the month, it's back to nothing. When it's back to nothing, that's when the seed is planted. We bench the month, and then the 7th day of the month, we are doing Kiddush Levana. And the 15th day, it's when it's at its full glory once again. Now, what the Levana it symbolizes to us is the ultimate bittul, which is that it can be anything. It can be at its full glory. The sun never surrenders. It's full, always the same sun, full, always lit. The Levana goes up and down. It's called Malchus. We too are Malchus. We too are Keneged. We work with the moon, and just the way the moon is able to surrender, so too we need to surrender, and that's what gives us the koyach. Which means that in our day-to-day life and struggle, we have this, there's a constant struggle of trying to keep up, trying to anticipate and try to create an outcome, when this is only when you are in a place where you have no choice, which is all the other nations that have no choice. It is what it is. They're Oimdim, where we're Mahalchim. The only way that we can align ourselves with our Creator, which is also Batachas of Shittas, it is and it isn't, which means that He could create and He could also not create. He has the koyach to do anything. It doesn't have to be. So too, if we want to align ourselves with that, we have to be flexible. And the growth comes when we are fully surrendered, which means like this: if I have a certain idea in my head and I'm holding on to that idea, then I'm stuck with that idea. Metal is always going to be metal, a table is always going to be a table. But if we have also a texture which is called bechira, we have choice. If we have a texture that we can create, the only way we can create something new is if I have the ability to become from metal, become no metal, os metal, no metal, or from wood to turn into nothingness. Completely surrender. That is what's happening in Parshas HaChodesh, that we are benching the Chodesh. Why is this different than any other week? Because and any other month? Because in Shabbos HaChodesh we're benching the month of Nisan. Nisan is the Chodesh HaGeula. Chodesh HaGeula is where we're going out of our own exile. What does it mean going out of our own exile? As we said many times, that we are not here the way we think we are as I am a person, and this is my existence from the beginning of the front of my head to the back of my head. Rather, we are connected to, just imagine, veins, wires, and it's running through, and this is what feeds our bodies electronically or any type of other technologies, whatever is going on over there that gives us and feeds us. If my wires are clogged and I have different perceptions in them, and if, let's say, if I'm dialed into the color red and now blue wants to enter, there's a confusion. But if I have the ability to completely erase my way of being, completely erase the way I see things, then newest chachas can come in, which means that automatically this month is where we're going into ground zero. The moon is all the way down to zero. We're surrendering completely. I'm letting go, no matter where I am and where my life is holding right now, and any types of judgments that I have upon myself, which could be true. It's like eating heavy food, and my body is not processing the heavy food. But imagine you come cleaned out, Yom Kippur, you're completely cleaned, your body is clean, and from that place you can enter into a higher consciousness, to a more spiritual awareness. So too, this is the month that we're entering in, that our pipes are being cleaned, going into ground zero, surrendering completely. I have choice, because we have choice. The animal does not have choice. The table doesn't have choice. We have choice as Yidden. We have choice. Why? Because we are coming from the place, from the Yud. We come from the highest place, which is Chachma, B'ni B'chori Yisrael, which is the masculine represents Chachma and the feminine represents Bina. A father has a thought. From that thought, it goes into the womb of the Bina, of the feminine, and from there, there's a child is born. So we come from a place, there's a new seed being planted, which is going to be happening on Pesach, but we're benching the month because we're planting the seed right now. We're planting the seed already in Rosh Chodesh. This is the head of the month, and this month represents the ultimate geula, getting out from any type of exile that you're stuck in. How? By surrendering. And this happens automatically. We're going into an incubator of Shabbos HaChodesh. We're going into an incubator that is completely gives us the koyach of bittul, the koyach of surrender. And from that place, just how when we plant a tree, you put a seed into the ground, the seed has to dissolve first completely, and only then can a tree come out. So we're trying to hold on to a certain outcome, and that gets in the way. If the seed would hold on to a certain belief system and it wouldn't surrender to the ground, then a tree can't come out from that. It would come out, crippled, God forbid. But Shabbos HaChodesh, this is the month when we're benching the month of Nisan, is where we're going in to complete the dissolve your holding on, letting go from all the judgments, letting go from all the your belief system, belief as in only your negative belief, because your positive belief is who you are. It's already there. But in order for me to get to that koyach, to get to my positive belief system, I have to let go of all the negative, all my shortcomings. So Vayakal Pekudei, there's also this week is Shabbos Vayakal Pekudei, which means gathering, and Pekudei, which has many interpretations, Poiket, Pekida, impregnating, and all that stuff. So we have Shaishas Yom Ta'asa Malacha. It says the Rebbe here, Namam Ta'asa Daike, which means that it happens automatically. The outcome, the positive outcome of the positive flow is happening. It's there. That is your existence. This is who we are. We are light. We are positive. We're the highest conscious, the highest force of connected to the highest source. All we have to do is that we have to build our Mishkan. So the Eibshter tells Moshe, you go build the Mishkan, Ta'yasem Malacha, and then whatever needs to flow in there, you just create the vessel so whatever needs to flow in there can flow in there without any disturbances. These are very. It's a very powerful concept. Once you get into the electronics of it and you let go of the chomer. Remember, Paro is the one that trapped us in chomer ulevenim. We're stuck in our das tacht, and we're stuck in Lego world. But by this week is the week where we're being pulled out. We went out of Mitzrayim by choice or not by choice. You were going out. Once the womb opened, it cracked, there was Kriyas Yamsef, and then we find ourselves. We are Malchus. The Levana is also Malchus. And the Yud, we're talking here about Malchus the Atzilus. Atzilus is where everything is very present. Let's just put it this way. There's full-on presence. We're aligning ourselves. We're creating the vessel to be able to receive presence, to be able to receive, to be able to be present in the moment. What present in the moment means, just to give a little bit food for thought, is where there is no judgments. Right now we're trapped in the judgments. You're twisted, you're tangled into it. By creating a vessel, which means just like the moon Levana is able to surrender. It's not holding on to anything. It's not holding it. At the end of the month, it's down to zero. Look at that and then reflect that into us, into yourself, which you also find your zero, find your surrender, and from there we're able to start creating again, which is tapping into Malchus, Chachma, and then connecting to the Keser, which is the Koyta Shel Yud, which is, any type of possibility. It could be and it could also not be. And from that place, something amazing arises from there. A child is born from there, which is B'nai B'chari Yisrael. So, we should all have an awesome Shabbos, and it should be a real blessed month. You can say, we do say Tehillim to bring in more vessels, more containers that can hold this the light, the energy, the koyach that's coming in, and always remembering to be grateful, to be positive. I know we all know that it's also not good, but we also know that it's also very good. So which one are you going to believe? And the koyach of Parshas HaChodesh is that we have the koyach to start believing in ourselves, which is your true self, not the one that was projected onto you. Have an awesome Shabbos. L'chaim.